What's good, Lakerland? What's poppin'? It's your boy T Jizzle. Look me up on Instagram, T Jizzle 101. You feel me? It's Lakers versus Houston Rockets. Game one. Start of the season. Everything counts.
Always feel I should drop another jewel like Martin on Blue Street, where your dudes get tattooed with permanent scars. I'm always bullying y'all. I'm always righteous and thinking life is what you make it. I'm always thinking of R&B bitches for naked. I'm always.
As you can see, I got Kendrick in the background, Kobe figurine in the background, Laker. I don't know what to call it. This is my first video on YouTube, so it might be a little sketchy or whatever. So, but we're going to call this LakersZone right now. This is LakersZone, and we're going to have a preview of the Laker-Rockets matchup to basically, see how these guys going to get it done. Well, first things first, calling from LA. So we're smoking. If you're not a smoker, what the hell is wrong with you? No, I'm just playing. Like, no, why are you not destroying your life? And smoke. Smoke and destroy your life. That's my endorsements for the smoking industry. Although this is the first time done to have a podcast and somebody actually smoking weed during the podcast, but here we go. All right, now the first thing we're going to talk about today is D'Antoni's offense. Now, D'Antoni is known as a scoring god coach. He's all about scoring, no offense. So, what I've learned is that D'Antoni's system is going to basically be a lot of screens, a lot of picks, a lot of dives, a lot of screen and pops. So it's going to be a lot of different little screen schemes, to say the least. So the Lakers are going to have to know, first of all, their personnel, who's going to be more likely to shoot, who's going to be more likely to dive. So that's going to be the first thing that we're going to have to know. The Houston Rockets will not have guard Patrick Beverly. He is nursing, I believe, a knee injury. He'll be out to 4 to 6 weeks. Also, the Lakers will not be out Jose Calderon. He's nursing a calf injury. I believe he'd probably be back the next game. I kind of like what Calderon brung. I don't know if he's a little too old or, is he a little too old for this team? In the beginning he looked pretty good and he slowed down. Then he had a calf injury, so I'm not sure. Not enough time to find out. But let's talk about the starting lineup for the Lakers. I believe the starting lineup should consist of. It's kind of weird to say this, but I believe Jordan Clarkson should start because Harden is now playing point. So it would be good to have Jordan Clarkson maybe starting for the shooting guard. But since Harden is playing point, I don't see D'Angelo Russell guarding him at all. No, yeah, and if you have any comments about that, please do comment because I would like to hear your thoughts about that. But I don't believe D'Angelo Russell is ready for a James Harden game one. Of him taking over the team with a new roster and a new coach. I think it should be Jordan Clarkson. I think D'Angelo should actually run the guard. He's a scoring guard, so I believe that's a natural position for him. Also, I believe let's go to the center position. I believe Timothy Mozgov should sit. I believe that they have a lot of undersized centers for the Houston Rockets, and I believe that the Lakers will have a advantage in the paint. And if you play maybe a guard like Tard Black, maybe a guard like, oh excuse me, a center that's that weed, but maybe a center like Tard Black, because they're gonna need somebody that's gonna be able to move lateral quickly. They're not gonna use somebody like Timothy Mozgov. He doesn't move as fast. They got a lot of smaller forward type centers, and their centers are not really big. They're kind of fast and they're diving to the basket. I think Timothy Mozgov will get in the way, be too slow, and will get dunked on a lot. So I believe we should start Black. He's been very good in the preseason. I can't think of anybody else because Yee got released. Thomas Robinson, I believe, is a little too undersized to start. And then Zubac, he's a little too young. But I think this is a chance to actually do something crazy a little bit. People wouldn't expect it to start Tariq Black, Tar Black. And then we're going to go to the small forward position. I believe at the small forward position, we should go ahead and play Luol Deng. He's proven himself to be that veteran, just that guy that even when nothing's not working, he's able to find ways to get things to work because he's a veteran. He knows ways to get things happen. So I definitely expect a veteran. You can go ahead and pencil him in the start probably for the first 20 games. You just pencil that in unless really somebody beats him in practice, but I doubt it. I really doubt it. So then we're going to go to the power forward position, and Julius Randle's been starting most of the time, and I think they want to get a better look at Julius Randle. He's got a lot of different things he can do, a lot of aspects of his game. But I wouldn't be surprised if maybe Larry Nance, because he could shoot a little better, gets the nod for the first start, or let me think, power forward. I'm not sure who else we have at the power forward position. So we're going to leave that power forward position. If you guys have any comments for that power forward position, please comment below. Also, okay, now we got the starting lineup, so we're going to get right into it. Like I said, they're going to be running a lot of screens and picks. They're going to be trying to force the ball down the court very quickly. So the Lakers are going to have to be able to get back on defense very fast. They're going to have to maybe keep their guards up on the three-point line after the shot, so they can get back faster, so the bigs can rebound. So we're going to look at that as well. And with Patrick Beverly out, I think this gives a Laker a good chance to be able to. I believe Corey Brewer is going to, if I'm not mistaken, is going to be the starting other guard. But I believe this is a good time for the Lakers to really have an advantage on that guard position, because I feel like Harden is going to have a lot on his plate, and I think that the Lakers, basically on defense, they should run them off a lot of screens, make them work hard, make them tired. Do anything you can make that guy tired. Put hands on him, push him a little bit, make him work on offense. Yeah, definitely. I believe Harden's going to have a very hard job. I honestly don't believe they have a really consistent center, but what they're running is good for the centers they have. They're not really known centers, so I think that's a good thing to be able to set a lot of screens and have a lot of drop downs and things of that nature. I think that's good for these young guys. for the Houston Rockets. But I think if the Lakers can work, which they've been having a hard time in preseason on their defense, and their rotation's been pretty good. But just as far as staying engaged in games, it seems like they kind of fall asleep on defense sometimes. I seen Steph Curry, just open. Like, how do you leave Steph Curry open? Like, duh. That's like Jordan on the court. Like, you keep your hand inside of his fucking pants the whole fucking game. No homo. But you keep his shit. You keep your hand inside his spandex the whole fucking game. You hold that motherfucker. Fuck yeah. I'm gonna have to get a better lighter over here. Yes, he did pull the Lakers Kobe last game 60-point cup out. Yes, he did. I'm always there. You get it? Well, I'm not gonna put that there. I don't want that to fall. So we're gonna just sit it down. Hopefully, I knock it over with my feet. That'll be nice. In my first blooper. So, Houston Rockets is a very high scoring team. I believe the Lakers is a high scoring team. That all their games been pretty much is in the hundreds. I think offense is easy to them. I think defense is where they really need to pay more attention to. So let's look at the Lakers offense. I believe, honestly, this is just off the top of my head with marijuana on it. But I think that the Lakers offense is really going to consist with the bigs, getting it down low, feeding the big man, whoever that guard is that's going to be able to be a consistent playmaker, whether in the starting or in the second lineup, whoever that guy is going to be, whether it's Jordan Clarkson, Julius Randle, D'Angelo Russell, whoever that guy is going to be, we're going to need that guy to be able to distribute as well as score. Don't know who that guy is going to be, and I think that's a big question for the Lakers. But honestly, I think a big thing is feeding our bigs. I think we got a lot of presence with Julius. We got a lot of down low presence down there with Timothy. Whenever we can get him in, I think we should get him in the second lineup and just feed that guy. See if we can get that guy around 15 points, 20 points. Just feed the crap out of him. He's got a couple little post moves. He's a big guy. They don't really have a real true 7-footer on the Houston Rockets, and I think we could take a big advantage in that department and feed the big guys. And also get to the line, get those guys in trouble. They don't have a lot of big guys. They don't have a lot of centers that can play that position. So I think the easiest thing for the Lakers to do, if I was a coach, is to get those guys in foul trouble. Then who's going to play center after that? You don't got Dwight Howard anymore. You don't got Dwight Howard anymore. So you get those guys a quick 2 fouls at those positions. What are they going to do? Then it's just open city for Jordan Clarkson and Brandon Ingram and Julius Randle and D'Angelo Russell to just go inside. Larry Nance, come on now. I think it's a big game for Larry Nance. I think they should run a lot of little pick and rolls with Larry Nance. And definitely make Larry Nance that posterizing guy. Getting fouls. He needs to be good and the free throws. That's got to be a big thing. A key thing for the Lakers is shoot good from the free throw line and be aware of personnel that can shoot free throws on the court in different scenarios. If you don't have a true center in, then you definitely want to have guys in that can get inside, get fouls, and can hit the free throws. Tart Black has been looking a lot better. I'm going to keep kind of chirping on him throughout this interview. Throughout this podcast. I'm going to keep chirping his name. Tart Black, I really feel like has really done better and has been a humble guy through all this 3 years, man, and he's not really seen the court. Man, that's got to be mind blowing for a guy, you know. And you know, when he gets in the game, he always, you know, I guess affects the game or in a good way. So it's just hard for me to not see this guy getting, you know, constant minutes. You know, it's kind of weird to me. So we're gonna look at that as well. I'm gonna do a little roll draw check, make sure my one chain. You know, I ain't got the two chains, you know. I'm working on that. Make sure my one chain is properly on through this interview. And we're going to get this thing right, man. This is my first interview, man. I'm enjoying this. I really think the Lakers going to surprise and win this game. And I think, the Lakers might pull away in the end. They're going to start figuring some things out. James Harden is only one guy. And the last I checked, he's not Steph Curry or LeBron James. He's one guy. Who else? I mean, you know, they got the signing of the, I can't think of his name. The power forward. He's a good shooter, you know. But I mean, he's not somebody that's going to break you down like James Harden. They don't have any superstars on that team. And Patrick Beverley, to me is an offense. He's a superstar to me. Patrick Beverley on both sides of the court. He does everything. Like, he's honestly an X factor, a six man. He's everything for the Houston Rockets. Patrick Beverley, and they need to get him back healthy as soon as possible. But I think we really can win this game without Patrick Beverley being there, and that's really it. I think we're gonna win. I know we're gonna win. I'm confident in the win. I believe in Luke. I believe in Luke. Gotta wiggle my lips. Luke, I am your father. And also another thing, you know, I was gonna play the first game, which is in a couple hours. I was gonna play "I'm Coming Home, I'm Coming Home" for the beginning of the game. Like, just play it like the whole beginning of the game for Luke Walton. You know, he's a California guy. You know, so is Swaggy P, and that's another. Hey, Swaggy P's been playing great. Hey, damn. Hey, Swaggy P's been balling, man. But now it's time for the regular season. So, you know, it's your boy, Jizzle. And I ain't cut, you know, I ain't gonna cut my beard until the Lakers win. I ain't shaving until the Lakers win. I'm actually 12 years old. I've been growing my beard for the last 3 years. I've been growing my beard for the last 3 years. You know, I'm actually, you know, about 13 years old, but this is the Lakers stress. So we're gonna have a little smoke break intermission. Kendrick Lamar in the background. The King Kunta. Rest in peace, Pac. Big Pac. Why does this keep happening? Like, why my shirt keep, like, trying to get naked on y'all? Like, oh my God. This sound like some Q-tip shit. I'm still lost in my own zone in the living room, like I'm dead to the world, playing Donny Hathaway. Throwing shots I consume, taking the pain away. Each step bring me closer. Lakers gonna win today. Kobe Bryant in the background. That's the number 8 figurine. You're talking about? You know what I'm talking about?
to this rap thing.
Fly nigga
Never
shit.
just trying to trap cream.
Fly ball,
Never put off tomorrow.
bro.
What you can do
Shit.
today. That's my new motto. With that said, I rolled out the bed, hit the shower, it's time to get this bread. I'll make dollars. I woke up in the morning, washed my body, put some clothes on it. After that, put on my heat, like a lines of warning. Cause everybody got a gun, it's like the copycats. So me when I run, it's like I'm dated. I be how to style like Adidas and fat laces. Starter jackets and dookie ropes. So whatever the late 80s had favorite. I'm one of the best of my homo sapiens. One of the best of God creations. You show favoritism every time you hit a record on radio stations.
Kobe.
I know you mad, you gotta say much. I know you hate me. Serving seas like waitress. Andre Haggis, John Talent, rappers like athlete. Killing these niggas, screaming in agony. Half of these niggas be happy.
How you repping that purple and gold and ain't smoking on that purple? Kobe be smoking that purple. Kobe be smoking on the purple. Purple Urkel. You seen him with Snoop Dogg with the purple eyes. You know, we gonna try to have a cool, fun time. You know what I'm saying? You know, like, I'm a funny guy. So, I want to just like have a lot of laughs during this season. It's going to be a lot of ups and downs. It's going to be a lot of, little bumps in the roads, little stuff that might come up, but that's going to prove what type of team we are. If we can fight through adversities, that's going to show what type of heart we got. So, small adversities, I welcome them because I want to see what my team is built of. Like Julius Randle say, got those balls. Who got those cojones? Who's gonna be the man? Who's gonna be the clutch man in the fourth quarter? That's what really counts, my buddy. You could be MJ in the first and be playing baseball in the second half. Where'd he go? I spit a bar, straight ruin your shit, nigga. Known as a Mac, I can influence your bitch. I'm the reason these niggas be handcuffing them quick. I'm the reason these bitch niggas be playing hating on us. See 'em in the streets, these niggas don't be saying nothing, but keep on talking. You ain't ready for beef. Shade rock down and bust a nigga here in the streets. I can't help it. The hood flow through my blood. This gang banging shit should be considered a drug. Everybody doing it now. I see you rap niggas. Wrong place, wrong time. That's how you get clapped, nigga. Raised in the projects. Money my object. I'm standing in my way like a frog. I dissect them. You'll get shot walking through my section. Oh, another thing, man. I want to see Zubac. I noticed that he changed his hook. He's making it more conventional. I kind of liked it how it was before. It was more deliberate and faster. Now it takes a little longer to get out, but it's way harder to defend. I'll tell you that. It's like it seems impossible to defend. And then it's like he's throwing it from an angle. It's like I seen him knock one down. I'm like, wow, it's possible. Yeah, that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. I think that's about it, guys. I want to see D'Angelo Russell have consistency. He's going to be a great player. The league's going to have to watch out. He's going to be a great player. And don't put him off screens. And he's going to be a great player. But it's going to be a little time. I want him to build consistency. And I want him to be able to be a jack of all trades and do everything. And also, I'm a big Jordan Clarkson fan. But I'm not biased. I'm a Lakers fan. I'm a Lakers fan. So I think Jordan Clarkson. First I want to see D'Angelo Russell. Be what he say he's going to be. I definitely want to see him at least hit 20 points today in this game. I want to see him score 20. And Jordan Clarkson, I wanted to see him be a leader. He's been in the league a little longer. I want to see him be a little more calculated. You watch film and see where he could be able to. I want him to be really just somebody that really focuses uh, on the next day, not uh, uh, just his career or his just stats. I want him to actually look at every day as just one step and be able to uh, uh, win, be able to focus, visualize, and attack. I want him to be able to get more than 20 points. He was averaging like 12, 13 points. I really want to see him really get out and mix his game up. You know what I'm saying? We know you can shoot the three. I want to see him, go inside and not be scared. And just go in, maybe get some fouls, get people in foul trouble. You know what I'm saying? And switch it up, be deliberate. You know what I'm saying? Pass the ball. Have them guessing, get assists, and then they don't know when you're gonna score. Like, I believe in that guy, man. Kobe wasn't picked. He wasn't a high pick. You know, so Jordan Clarkson has a chance to be one of the best, just like any player does in the league. But I really believe Jordan Clarkson has the tools, uh, and I really believe him and Tar Black is a crazy match. I believe it's alley oops all over the place. And I think D'Angelo, no, not D'Angelo. I think Brandon Ingram on the court. Those three guys on the court, man. I think Coach Luke Walton need to really look into those three guys, man, because Tar Black and Jordan Clarkson is playing for a few years now, like 3 years since he's been in the league, and they always had this crazy combination. And Marcelo Huertas, I can't say his name, forgive me. I really like Marcelo. I really like Marcelo. I really want him to really get time to really just relax and not have to try and not have to show people that he's good, because I believe he's good, but I think he just needs the time to just be able to sit back and focus and be able to figure things out just like everybody else in the league get a chance to. Get a Brazilian a chance, man. Yup. And I think him and Marcelo and Tar, I think they have a great chemistry as well. And maybe those four guys on the court, maybe that's just like a supreme squad, and maybe throw a little meta up in there. Like, ain't nobody going inside against meta. Rip your arm off, homie. West Coast, baby. You feel me? This is my first video, so show some love, man. Let's go. Kobe.